very current. And it's going to be a timely, very timely thing to explore. Hey guys, I'm Shane Stites, and you're watching me on Sustainable1000.com. I'm traveling around the country, exploring what sustainability means for you from so many different angles. And the reason why I think that's so important is people have their passions and their interests and the things that they love in their life. And if they can relate these things, whether it's framing a picture or trees or building furniture or using electricity or building electrical things, all these things, computers, any of it can relate back to sustainability. And I think that's what these
to show my sustainable Christmas tree.
Absolutely.
Off camera.
Yes,
this is
sustainable
the best
Christmas
tree. It's inflatable. Look at that.
That's
very
a green compact
Christmas tree right there.
Yeah, it is plastic. Is it recyclable?
It's very well, and I've used it for many years. So
reusable for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Try.
It's my favorite. I'm like, gosh, I need something like that. Especially right now, where I'm very mobile and traveling around a lot.
Take that with you.
No, yeah, right. And you got your little thermostat there too, or a thermometer. So tell me about No Name Island, or No Name Key, as you guys like to call your islands.
Hot topic in town.
It is the hot topic in town. People want electricity on No Name Key,
and people don't want power. And we're trying to be Switzerland in the middle.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. For decades, and I can say this honestly, before my tenure here, this has been an ongoing thing. I talked to employees that have been here close to 30 years, and they remember talking about and working on No Name Key power that long ago. This is something that always comes up every few years. You have some homeowners that try to get power out there. Usually what happens is they ask us, we do some research, we get back to them and tell them the things that have to happen, and it kind of dies down, I think, when they see the cost and when they see the time. What has happened recently is you have a really dedicated group of homeowners there now that I think are fairly new to the island, that have the means and have the time to pursue this, and as a result, it has gotten the furthest it has ever gotten as far as the process is concerned. They approached us with getting power out there. As a government entity, we have to do our best to try to provide them with power and or at least an explanation of why we can't get power to them. So we made sure we went through all the necessary channels. We approached the county first to get all the necessary permissions. They essentially told us that we had to first go through and to the Fish and Wildlife Service. As a result of that, they asked us, the Fish and Wildlife Service, they gave us a list of detailed questions to make sure we responded to as far as to what our proposed construction methods are and how we were going to approach having power run out there. We did that. We provided the information back to them, and I should note that all of the costs associated with all this research and surveying work that is done, all of our own internal costs, was billed to those homeowners that wanted to pursue this from No Name Key. They fronted the bills on that. That was something very important to us. We wanted to make sure that our customer base was not subsidizing, this one particular project for just a small group of homeowners. Right. So they've been paying for it, which is a reason I feel it has gotten this far, because before you might have had homeowners that weren't willing to pay that money. Right. These folks were. So we approached Fish and Wildlife Service, responded back to their questions. They essentially told us, you are able to proceed, that they have no issues. What happens now is on Wednesday, December 15th, there's a Board of County Commission meeting where they are going to approve some easements that we've requested as part of the project. So that's kind of our next step now, to see what's happening with the county. That's where we started first of all, and that's where we're ending up back. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen.
Right. It seems to me that there are a couple of things. First, you guys
just a couple. No,
you guys know about you guys know me, and I always have my common sense moment. And my common sense moment here is, you bought a house on an island that didn't have electricity already, with a home that was supposed to generate and supply its own electricity, right? Of course, there are limitations to what you can do in those situations, right? Yes. Maybe, possibly, the people on this island, and I'm theorizing here, and if those of you guys who live on the island happen to be watching, please tweet me, Facebook me, ask me these questions that you might have. I'll keep my eyes and ears posted on Twitter here. So if you do jump on this and I see your questions, I will ask them. So put them out there to me. But the way I look at it is, maybe the person had one too many flat screen TVs, one too many gadgets or whatever, right? And we're using more electricity than they were making. which is a pretty interesting awareness exercise.
Mhm.
If we all lived that way, let's say we all had an allotment of 200 megabytes or mega gigawatts or whatever to use. That's a lot of electricity, by the way. But let's say we had, I don't know what the average usage is in a home. Do you know? Average usage of electricity?
The average that we use in the industry is about 1,000 kilowatts.
Okay, 1,000 kilowatts.
Is
So,
an average, but that goes. It depends on the region of the country, but that's an average that we're able to use to kind of match ourselves with folks around
right.
the country.
Okay, so let's say we have an 800 to 0 allotment for the month, right? And once you use that, you're done.
Right.
It's like, that's it. You don't have water on this island either, so you have to catch your own water. You have to get your water shipped in or whatever. Conserve your water in the same ways.
Mhm.
It's a lifestyle choice.
Mhm.
It's a primitive island. Not many people live on it. People enjoy that lifestyle. They want to have that kind of environment. Bring electricity to it, and then it all becomes just like everywhere else. So,
Well, you mentioned
my common sense question is, why did you buy the house on that island if you wanted to live on an island that didn't have electricity already? Okay.
That's the $1 million. I mean, I'm not sure, but yes, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I can say that your comment on water. A lot of this started too with wastewater, stormwater issues and connections throughout the county, and certain requirements that were being made of property owners. So this is what started because a lot of those pump stations obviously need power. So that is what started the dialogue a few years ago with No Name Key. But before that can happen, they have to have power. So that's why we're kind of in front of it as a step. Well,
septic tank systems are in place, right?
in the homes now,
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Have always been.
I believe so.
So, as long as the septic system is working,
Not sure on the ins and outs on the waterfront goes, but there were certain mandates put down on other members of the county. I'm not talking about that specifically because I'm not sure if it applies to them.
right?
But about connection to sewer.
Right.
So that's where it gets a little hazy, I think.
Sure.
But I hear you in the common sense question. Why did they buy? That's really not for us as a power company to answer. They're asking us if we can run power to them. We are the power provider in the Lower Keys. We're a government entity, so we have to do everything we can to make sure that we're, like checking all the box stuff to make sure we can provide power.
Absolutely.
So we're kind of in the position where we have to do what's asked of us.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But right now, it's in the county's hands, and that's their next step. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there.
Tweet from Douglas. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me. Buy a house with no electricity attached to it. Guess what? There's no electricity attached to it. A lot of people echoing that same sentiment on Twitter right now, or to be expected from folks. People expecting. Daniela's question. She's asking this question. It looks like from Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
And she said, well, it seems like to me there must be a developer who moved there and has bright ideas about developing the land and wanting to change how and where and how many houses are on the land. Maybe?
I don't think that's the case in this instant because there's a lot of kind of land out there that's earmarked for conservation. So it's pretty much just the homes that are out there now.
Right.
I don't think it's a development issue, personally, from that approach. I think it's far from that. We'll see what happens. I can say, if it does happen and you do get power, a good silver lining, or one of the silver lining aspects of it is, here are folks that already have solar on their home for the most part. We could interconnect them into the grid, and that's going to increase the number of folks we have interconnected from 12 to God knows how many. So that's something they can't do now because you can't interconnect unless we have power running to your house. So that's one of those, I think the side benefits, if it were to happen, that would happen. But again, we have a service we're happy to provide if we are allowed to provide by everyone involved.
I hear you.
But
yes, yeah, I hear the company line. I understand it.
We're trying to wave that Swiss flag. We're trying to be as neutral as possible. But again, we're also having to make sure that we do everything, as a government entity, to help, just move the process forward to get to a point where we are told, no, you can't go any further. This is it.
Sure.
But it's not in our place to say, nope, we can't connect you. We have to do everything we can to be fair.
The good news is, guys, I'm going to be broadcasting from the island later on today. I got set up to go over and see one of the green homes that's there, one of the dome homes that's there, and I'll get a chance to chat with him about the desire to go in that direction, and should be able to get some pretty interesting
You have
comments.
to stop at the No Name Key pub before you cross over the bridge. Great pizza there.
That's what everyone
Yeah,
says.
it's great pizza.
The famous one. Everyone goes to that place.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm Shane Snipes, and you're watching Sustainable 1000. And make sure you check out what's happening here in the Keys with energy at their website.
Thank you. At KeysEnergy.com.
There you go.
Happy holidays.
All right. Happy holidays, everyone. Ciao.